This is how you use the item filter in Spellwake. Open your inventory by pressing I. At the bottom of your inventory, you can see a drop-down menu called Pickup Item Rarity. If I set this one to normal, it means that the game will pick up every item of normal rarity or higher. So when I kill this pack, it's going to pick up 2 white items and 2 blue items. If I change this to magic, the game will no longer pick up these white items. They will instead be deleted. So when I kill this pack, I'm no longer getting that many items. The game still picks up blue items, green items, and unique items. And this still causes my inventory to fill up quickly. When I change it to rare, it means that the game will pick up literally all rare items and higher rarity. So now we only pick up rare items, unique items, and items of the orb rarity, such as summoning orbs. If I change this to unique, the game will now pick up only unique items. And this means that very few items will drop. And this is where the item filter comes in. Here we just found an incantation, and an incantation has orb rarity, which means it always drops. To use the item filter, click the button Open Item Filter. The item filter will define certain criteria. If the criteria are fulfilled, then the item will drop regardless of your pickup item rarity. Let's say I want to find an armor that has elemental resistances with a value of at least 8. This is how I would configure it. The idea is like this. When you click Add New, you get a new entry. Choose the type of item. You can select all items if you want. I choose armor. Choose the type of item property. Almost every time you would prefer to choose the first property in the list, in this case armor properties. Meta properties are for these kind of item properties. Transform properties can only drop on items that are antiquities or when you transform an item, so you would very rarely use these in an item filter, but you can if you want. So I select armor properties. Now I select which property I desire. The game now shows me every item property that can drop on an armor. For some of these item properties, there are certain rules. For example, these 3 item properties, otherworldly, ancient, and exalted, are all in the flavor group. That means you can only get one of them on an armor. This one is in the restricted attribute group, which is a special case. Constitution can only drop on heavier armors and dexterity only on lighter armors. Other than that, we have the origins that can only drop in certain areas. And that means you can only get these item properties from items dropped in those areas if those items have this specific origin, as shown in white text on the top of the item. Well, it gets complicated. Let's just focus on the item filter. So you choose the property that you want. And I wanted elemental resistances. Now you can put a minimum value here. I said I wanted at least 8. You can add more properties. Let's say we want poison resistance also, with a value of at least 10. This will be true if the item has both these properties. But we can change this in the count box. I can select 1 here. That means this will be true if the item has at least one of these item properties. Let's say we wanted to add one more. We want stun immunity also. And we say that we must have stun immunity. And I set this one to 2. This means that this will be true if at least 2 of these item properties exist on the item, and it definitely has stun immunity. And once again, I remind you that the item filter disregards pickup rarity. So if you have unique as pickup item rarity, you will pick up all unique items and all items that your item filter says that you should pick up. But you will not pick up any items that are not in your item filter. A common mistake here is that most beginners might choose rare here and expect that it should only pick up rare items. But this means that you pick up all rare items regardless of your item filter. So usually what I do is that I keep it on unique. Let's add one more entry into the item filter. Let's say we want some boots and we want them to have attack speed and we want them to have elemental resistances. We can search as well here. Now we'll use a cheat command that's only available in single player for all players. Spawn kill 50, so I'm gonna kill a lot of monsters. And we can see that here we dropped some items. This armor fulfills my criteria. These boots fulfill my criteria. So the item filter works. It also picks up all unique items, but it did not pick up any items that did not fulfill our criteria.